This is the weather forecast video for Wednesday, March 28th, 2012. Taking a look at the satellite image from last evening. A few isolated showers and storms over Indiana and Illinois, along and ahead of the cold front that came through the state yesterday. But another storm off to our west will have to be watched for later in the week. Watch warning map from around midnight. Fairly quiet outside of a few winter weather advisories and warnings across the west and some freeze watches over North Carolina. QPF chart precipitation over the next 5 days through Sunday evening at 7 o'clock shows any amounts from about a tenth to maybe a half an inch, with isolated heavier totals and possible thunderstorms. Let's take a look at the 0Z GFS Model Run at 1 p.m. this afternoon. A pretty zonal flow across the country. Bit of a trough moving into the west, and temperatures today will be in the 60s to lower 70s, with rainfall off to our east and a big storm that'll be coming in later in the week off to our west. Heading into Thursday, a piece of that storm moves into the plains, and it could get quite active with some showers and thunderstorms possible, especially in the late afternoon into the evening. And here's the STP significant tornado parameter. That's Thursday evening at 7 o'clock, with some fairly elevated values across southwestern Iowa into northwestern Missouri and northeastern Kansas. But it gets worse. 3 hours later, this is at 10 p.m. Thursday evening, we have values over 7 in some isolated pockets in southwest Iowa and northwestern Missouri, so we could have some severe weather, at least with this. The supercell potential, this is back to 7 p.m. on Thursday. Some elevated values from southwestern Iowa, about Omaha to Kansas City, and into western Missouri. And at 10 p.m., those move up into far northern Missouri from about Kirksville to Ottumwa to Des Moines. So we could have some. So this is telling us that we could have some severe weather. So there's another parameter. And finally, the Craven-Brooks Index at 7 p.m. Thursday. The highest elevated values across southeast Nebraska, southwestern Iowa, northwestern Missouri, into north central and northeastern Kansas. And by 10 p.m., moves closer into areas from Omaha to about Kansas City and Topeka, including a large section of southwestern Iowa. So, good chance there. Here's the Cape values. This is surface-based Cape at 7 p.m. Thursday evening, and it's a little hard to read, but Cape values of upwards of 1,500 to 2,000 joules over southwestern Iowa. This is the GFS. It's a little pessimistic with the Cape values, about 1,500 or less, and across areas south of the line from Omaha to about Lamoni. And looking at a WRF model, this is one of the WRF models from the University of Illinois. This is also at 7 p.m. Thursday evening. Values of about 1,000 to 1,500 south of Omaha to Lamoni. But this WRF model has higher values, including upwards of 2,000 to 2,500 joules in southwestern Iowa. So there could be some decent amounts of Cape. And with that, the Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe weather for mainly Thursday afternoon and Thursday night for areas south and west of the line from Sioux City to about Leon. So watch for that. After that, Friday, that storm is moved off. Early day showers and thunderstorms across the eastern half of the state, with clearing off in the afternoon. But by Saturday, it's still warm, still in the 60s and 70s across the state, with some mainly sunny skies. So the weekend looks pretty promising, at least here on Saturday, and even on Sunday. But another storm is coming in. And this, too, even Sunday night into Monday could bring some showers and thunderstorms. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as well. Monday, that moves off and some colder air, and this will bring temperatures back down to a reasonable level, likely in the 50s, maybe even the 40s for highs. And there could be snow in northern Minnesota, but that moves off for Tuesday. Temperatures warm slightly back into at least the 50s statewide, but another storm is gathering over the plains, so one right after another. By a week from today, next Wednesday, that piece of energy has now moved off into the Great Lakes. A ridge begins to form over the plain states once more. So this cold snap don't last long, and it looks like by middle of next week, the temperatures will be heading back toward the 60s again, and another streak of warm weather. A few days later, on April the 4th, trough moves in. A broad trough moves in with some energy over the plains in northern Minnesota, and that could bring some showers and thunderstorms once more, with possibility of some snow in as close to us as North Dakota. So we may have to look out for that. And a few days after that, cold air comes back, and this batch is going to be a lot cooler here on the 10th, with temperatures in the 40s likely, and at the end of the forecast on the 12th, a pretty broad flow, a little bit of a ridge over the west and over the southeast, and some return flow could bring some showers and maybe a clap or two of thunder with that. So it's going to get quite active, and we're going to see roller coaster temperatures over the next 2 weeks. Thank you for tuning in to the weather forecast video. We'll have another one on Thursday.